Welcome back to the LCS Lounge.
I was laughing at something
I
Raz
hope the
said.
microphones were hot like 5 seconds early. And then you'd hear what Raz does to us during break.
Hopefully not.
We got Shopify versus 100 Thieves, and we do have to acknowledge last week, even though FakeGod and Shopify did lose to FlyQuest, FakeGod was a beast last week.
He was. He had double NAR games. In both games, he had incredible moments. I was actually listening to their comms because they post that on their YouTube channel. And it was just great to see the camaraderie of the team, thinking that a fight is lost, and then being like, FakeGod's like just destroying him alongside Bugi. And it's just nice to see that he's had that kind of performance, especially versus FlyQuest.
Yeah, and in particular, I think FakeGod's like little mini glow up has also come in tandem with Shopify looking a lot better since Bugi joined. As you see, first 4 weeks versus last 2 weeks. And he's been contributing a lot more in team fights as well, which has been, to your point, Raz, kind of the big difference maker in his play with the rest of the team.
Another thing that has been improving for Shopify is their bot lane was showing up in that series too. BVOY and Zeyzal actually had some impressive 2v2 kills.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely some that FlyQuest bot lane are probably going to want back, but they were absolutely capitalizing on a lot of mispositioning or just forward positioning coming out of this FlyQuest bot lane, who had just the week before a really, really strong performance in the 2v2.
They absolutely did. And then on the other side, for 100 Thieves, they have a new player in the bottom lane as well, who they've credited with fitting in right away. One player of the series for them in their victory, Tomo, back in.
Yeah, right now the teleprompter reads, the super substitute. You know what? That's a very fair point. It might stick to him. I think he came in and he really has knocked it out of the park. Hearing from the players, they talk about how vocal he is as a player, and even just seeing some of his gameplay when he was on DSG, just overall, I feel like he's kept the level of performance that he had when he was on Dignitas just last split. It feels so long since we last seen him, but it was not that long ago.
It was
he's
not.
kept up that performance.
Yeah, and I think you get more laning prowess out of Tomo. If you remember, him and Isles were a big part, like you said, of that Dignitas team. And he performed really, really well in their series, and was also, it was a little bit different than what we'd seen from 100 Thieves previously, right? Because we see them as a team super focused on their solo laners, but to have this bot lane carry in Tomo adds another facet to their game.
Need to talk about stakes here. Shopify Rebellion must 2-0. 2-1 doesn't cut it for a playoff tiebreaker.
This
100
isn't the filet
Thieves,
mignon.
if they win,
No.
it's
the
a stake.
tomahawk. Where's
I don't
the
know where
tomahawk?
it's.
Find the damn tomahawk.
Yeah, we got a lot of stakes. Which one's it going to be?
me that
Either
one.
way, 100 Thieves, they win and they're in. So, with that, predictions. What's going to happen? I know my. Do not.
Stop throwing the stake.
Raz with a 2-1,
Ooh,
and the
Raz
rest
is
of
a
us with
Shopify
the
believer.
2-1 for 100.
That Raz went for the most heartbreaking timeline, can I just say?
So how is this going to go? They're going to win the first one, lose the second one, then just win the third out of spite?
Yes, exactly. Like, it's just that copium. They're on that train. It's high up in the sky. The fans believe them. Everyone's excited. And then they lose the game and it doesn't matter anymore. And that's when they end up clinching the series.
Raz, you just love heartbreak, apparently.
It makes
you want
yeah.
them to suffer,
It
is
makes
what I'm
for a
hearing.
great movie.
I find this one really hard to predict. 100 Thieves rallied a bit last week to put themselves in a good position. Shopify has had some close series all season as well. And I caught up with both of these coaches ahead of the series. Let's look. Hello, I'm here with the coaches from 100 Thieves and Shopify Rebellion before today's game. Got to start over here. You had Tomo come in last week and find success right away. How's that been going now in the second week of Tomo?
Yeah, honestly, I was very surprised with Tomo. We knew he was like a solid player, but we didn't realize how much he brought like to the team. He brought like some communication elements that we really needed, and he really like bumped up our game. It's like hard to say if we're having like a bit of a honeymoon phase, but I really think it's like lifted the team environment for now. So we're very happy with him.
That's great to hear. And also, Revan, a very important match coming up. In fact, a very important game one, because if you drop a single game, Shopify is eliminated from playoffs. How is the team dealing and coping with the pressure?
Well, right now, we're hoping that NRG could get at least one win so that we don't have to do tiebreakers tomorrow, because in our head, we're dead set on getting a 2-0, but NRG couldn't do us the favor, so we're already looking forward to tomorrow.
Final question here as well. It's been a very probably stressful split. How important is it to actually win that first game and make sure that you're one of the 6 teams in playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously very important. We're a pretty young roster, so like stress, we didn't manage stress too well in playoffs last split. So this is like another opportunity to kind of like, you know, hopefully improve on where we failed last split. But we're really confident right now.
Revan, I just want to give you one last opportunity. Any final words?
We will 2-0 today.
Love the confidence. Looking forward to the matchup. Let's get into games.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final series of Week 7, the first day here at the Riot Games Arena here in Los Angeles, California, between Shopify, Rebellion, and 100 Thieves. I'm Raafaa. I'm joined here on the casting desk by Kobe. And as the coaches both said it, Revan was kind of hoping that Energy would have won one of those games so that they don't have to go into the massive tiebreaker scenario that would be tomorrow if Shopify 2-0 today, whereas 100 Thieves, they only need one game win from the series to advance to playoffs.
So exciting here between these two teams, because while this is a matchup of two teams at the bottom of the standings, these two teams are so much better now than they were for the majority of this season because of the substitutions. Both these teams having these miracle substitutions come in and really revitalize the entire team to make each of them look so much better than their standings would imply. So I'm very, very highly anticipating every single game because of the individual stakes on each game, as well as the transformations of both of these teams. And with that, we have to discuss the draft, because this should be some of the more fun drafts of the LCS. You know, Insanity had success on the Jhin mid. Yep. You know, he's definitely willing to play the Draven mid. We're getting all sorts of the AD carries. Meanwhile, Quid was one of the first. He was actually the first to do the Ezreal mid, and no shortage of champion pool between either of these two mid laners. So it should be very fun to watch that. Now, the top laners for these two teams are a completely different discussion. For me, I actually think they are some of the more pinched champion pools for top laners. So we might actually see more resources indexed really early on in the draft phase. You know, namely Sniper pretty much needs the Renekton or the Jax to really have that comfort, and you get the spam kind of Gnar or even Renekton or K'Sante for FakeGod. But we'll look as far as the priority does come down here. That Zeri that Tomo used back-to-back games for 100 Thieves to really pop off and carry them here, instantly banned out.
Yeah, Shopify doing their homework and seeing what they wanted to take away from 100 Thieves in this first round of picks. I think one thing that is going a little sleeper and potentially a little disrespectful from 100 Thieves is Bugi's brand. When he came back Week 4, it was the super long series against NRG, but their series against Dignitas in Week 5, Bugi on that brand, absolutely monumental winning player of the series as well, just because he got so much done on a champion that you would just think, oh yeah, this guy's just gonna power farm, but he was sacking camps and making these unconditional timers or non-traditional timers to put Shopify ahead.
All right, so they lock in their brand for Bugi, the power farm, the big AP threat. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves, they do invest really early to make sure Sniper can get comfort in the top side for that matchup. I think it's a very wise choice here. Grab the Renekton immediately, as he has not been like very good in using counter picks. Usually they really need to get comfort over counter picks, and they pair it with that Lillia. Such a good combination. Even sets you up for the plethora of AD mids that we may see for Quid there as well. So River with the Lillia versus a Bugi on the brand should be a fun one here. Meanwhile, the Ezreal actually dropped really far this draft. Has been super high priority for that bottom lane, even with the little baby nerfs that Ezreal got after the AD carry itemization change. So really happy to see BVOY on that one. Definitely has been a star here for Shopify. And very often you'll pair it with the Corki, so you have really nice poke damage heading into the mid game, and you'll have that confidence here. So are we going to get something like the Draven counters to Corki that we've been seeing? No, we're not. Not quite yet. We will get a Kai'Sa, which I would assume is going bottom lane. And then you're going to think Shopify probably ban out some of those engage supports with it. The Nautilus, the Rell maybe.
The other thing I want to see for 100 Thieves, FakeGod still hasn't locked in the Gnar yet, and that was such a huge pick for him in prior series against FlyQuest, even though they didn't win the overall series. 2 of those games, FakeGod seemed to have the best play of his entire career, ensuring that Shopify were able to get at least one of those wins and keeping their playoffs hopes alive. The fact that it slipped this far through the draft shows to me that 100 Thieves are not even concerned if FakeGod gets the Gnar.
Well, let's see if they decide to ban it out here still, because there is a need for frontline on Shopify. The Leona taken out, one of the best pairings with the Ezreal as far as frontline does go, one of the classics. And so we are going to reduce it a little bit further. Let's see what they still have for safety here. They're really looking at Quid here. Quid has played so many champions, though. He has the highest variance in champion pool here for any mid laner, has played the most different champions, and they still think Tristana is worth dropping one on. That is deep. That is going deep. Let's see what he's got here into the Corki. I kind of want to see him do the Draven. Chovy classic. There we go. Tease it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, Insanity was the first one to pull off not only the Draven mid in the LCS, but also... Oh, Yasuo! I've been waiting for this champion to arrive. It got some buffs on this patch where his Sweeping Blade now does the max rank damage without having to build up the individual stacks. Or the max rank 5.
It also could go bottom still if Quid wanted to play Kai'Sa into Corki here. Technically, still flexible. Let's see what they decide to go with. Meanwhile, Shopify, let's build up that front line we've been heavily awaiting here. Is it just going to be a Cassante for FakeGod into the Renekton? How spicy is he feeling? Maybe not Pantheon spicy again.
I mean, that was his answer into the Renekton last time. It was, they won
They did win the game.
Yeah, maybe not the reason why they won the game. But let's see. Another frontliner could be nice for Shopify, and they're just going to go with the safe tank pick of the...
That's more my tolerance for spice right now. In such a necessary game. Must-win games here for Shopify. And if they win the entire series 2-0 in under 52 minutes, 52.62 minutes, then they will beat the timer and will guarantee themselves their playoff spot. If they take longer than that, then still going to have to work on some tiebreaker stuff and work on some other teams helping out. But let's get right into it. Every game here must win for them, and we'll put it to the test.
Yep. 100 Thieves only need one win. Shopify need to deny that for both games if they were to complete the series. Taking one last look at these compositions, I mean, Shopify, we already know that this is kind of a standard double marksman with a mage jungle, team fight setup, 2 tanks in the front. 100 Thieves kind of breaking that mold a little bit. When you throw a Yasuo in there and a relatively short-range marksman in the Kai'Sa, this seemingly plays into what Bugi wants to accomplish on the brand, just throwing a Pyroclasm. But if you time the wind wall well with the Yasuo, you could deny that AoE damage from coming down in a team fight. So I feel like 100 Thieves, the onus is on them to have a higher rate of execution versus what we've seen out of Shopify right now. It's something that all the LCS teams have been playing this entire split.
Yep. Nice and straightforward here from Shopify. Very solid composition, looking to scale up. They've got their double poke, Corki and Ezreal, very good scaling. And Bugi here, the AP carry. Let's get onto the Rift, and we will see which of the super substitutions will be more powerful. Bugi coming in and saving Shopify, or Tomo coming in and saving 100 Thieves. Now, if we look at the actual win rates of these two teams, since those super substitutions that they got, then we will see that 100 Thieves are 100% win rate since they got Tomo subbed into the lineup here. Meanwhile, Bugi, big boost to Shopify on their side as well, but no harm, no foul here in the level 1. Just a little bit of extra damage given over.
Trying to decide where Bugi wants to start on this map, if he wants to path towards the top side of the map. Most of the time we've seen junglers try to path towards bottom side, play around the CC of those supports. And as you were talking about, Kobe, we got that graphic there showing that before the substitutions came in, the win rates differed heavily for both teams there. Shopify, even though 42.9% does not look like a lot, It's not 0% anymore.
Way higher than 0. We got a hook, though.
Good snag. I mean, River might be forced to flash, but it's not even in time. The Ignite takes him down, and he knows that he's gone. First blood over to Shopify Rebellion.
Ooh, that is going to have some rippling effects here in the lane swap, because look at the other side of the map. They are actually helping out with the clear here for Bugi. So Bugi's going to get a very quick clear on his red, looking to steal away even more. Remember, this is your weak side of the map in a lane swap. Shopify here stealing away, basically, double camps off of their weaker side where they have just the top laner, just FakeGod. Meanwhile, River went back to his safer side, started on the Wolves, and then is going to go try and get as much as he can off the other one.
So far, Shopify are kind of pulling ahead of 100 Thieves and how the map state is. River being decelerated from that early level 1 invade. The question is now, how do Shopify want to continue playing out the lane swap? Because in prior games when this has happened, the lane swap isn't forever. It's just for the first couple of levels until the bot lanes are level 3 and they seem to resume. But Bugi showing up here on the mid wave, ensuring that Insanity gets his prio push in. They might try to contest River on these top half camps now.
100%. And this lane swap is all going to be about jungle advantages gained. Because the bottom lane was able to land that hook onto River and get River so far behind. Now they're getting attacked early, though.
They have to turn onto the bot lane of Shopify since Bugi isn't there yet. River too low to participate. The flash forward from BVOY forces River's own flash, and now he's forced out of the jungle.
This is lane swap domination right now from Shopify. They need to win every game, and they are definitely starting out winning this one.
I have to say, I think Shopify's experience against FlyQuest lane swap last week gave them a good old hyperbolic time chamber of experience. We also don't know what the teams have been practicing in scrims in between, but this lane swap setup has been so clean for them so far.
All right, Bugi gonna finish up taking away on the red quadrant here from 100 Thieves after finding their extra pressure, pushing River back once again. And it is a level 2 Lillia at 3 minutes 40 plus seconds here. No flash. Not very much to farm either, just a blue, Gromp, and bottom side Scuttle Crab left up. Meanwhile, Bugi still has his whole blue quadrant, finishes up his top side Scuttle Crab, and both supports are just hovering around mid lane as 100 Thieves trying to deal with the extra push from Corki, and Eyla makes sure that Quid's going to be able to get in here and have no further issues.
It's been a huge hit to 100 Thieves' tempo, especially for River, whose jungle clear has been decelerated. Nice use of the wind wall to blocking the dredge line. I'm curious how much this will actually neutralize 100 Thieves in the early game. They know that River is very important for getting those snowballs advantageous early in the game, but Shopify haven't massively pulled ahead. It's just below 1,000 gold lead, and as 100 Thieves are trying to pressure for this bot side dive, the rest of Shopify are collapsing in as well. Maybe. Yeah, 100 Thieves cannot play for it. I mean, Bugi and Zeyzal are always following River and Eyla wherever they go. So not only River's decelerated Kobe, but 100 Thieves still trying to look for cross-map plays, and they're not getting anything done.
Like we said, it's because River has nothing to farm here. Just absolute jungle domination out of this lane swap. Shopify here. Now, it should be easy for them to focus on the dragons. Just try and start stacking those dragons since you've got your early jungle lead. If you can control the early dragon stacking, your composition is built for nice straight up 5-on-5. Get that extra neutral objective stacking. You'll be able to draw 100 Thieves to you. Really take advantage of your Corki and Ezreal later into the game after they've got their Muramana's transformed, after you have your Trinity Force in. Looks like we're going to get a swap here with Zeyzal up to the Void Grubs, though. Every single pro player has mentioned how much Shopify love and focus on these Void Grubs and how their biggest play in scrims is a Void Grub swap. Now, this one was actually a full lane swap game, so it's a little bit different, but Zeyzal is here on time. It's a level 5 flash advantage Bugi, so those should be claimed pretty effortlessly.
BVOY does have to be careful. He has Arcane Shift, but he doesn't have Flash since he used it to push River out of the jungle just a couple minutes ago. Shopify do have the numbers advantage, and with the massive level advantage that Bugi has over River as well, they're going to have control of the Grubs for now. Doesn't look like 100 Thieves will challenge them. No chance for a play.
Level 6 advantage here for Sniper, trying to really push it.
Seems like they'll be all right. Insanity maintaining mid-wave control, ensuring that Quid cannot rotate over. And that's the first rotation of Grubs going over to Shopify.
River tried to go drive-by and smite steal one, but he was unable to do so. So good secure from Bugi, and it's going to cost River even more.
He still doesn't have flash, Kobe. He's just gone.
So I understand the feeling. The feeling is if I walk by and I just want to smite steal one of these away from Bugi real quick, but he's unable to get the smite steal and then overcommits here. We didn't actually have the camera down there to see why he got so close, but huge compounding blunders here for 100 Thieves. And it is an absolute massacre. This is not what people are expecting with this match coming in. This was supposed to be mega, hype between these two battling for their spot coming into playoffs. And it is not even looking like a fair fight. So he threw the seed here to try and steal this one. Doesn't quite get lucky on the seed steal. Also, smite from Bugi came in early. But it's just a chase here, and he doesn't respect Bugi being on the control ward. He's got no flash still. I mean, it's just playing very disrespectfully after being the victim of the level 1 lane swap attack. It is some huge compounding errors, and you could see the reaction from the coaching staff here. They're already thinking about corrections for the next games, because a lot of this is prep. A lot of this is being prepped for lane swaps. This is something that has remained around for a very long time here this year, and is a tool that you always have to be ready to react to when you get surprised there by the Ezreal Nautilus walking in on you into the level 1 on your jungle side. Really need to be able to keep a cool and calm head and try and bounce back, but 100 Thieves going to have a very deep hole to climb out of, and they're going to go for it. River level 6 now. You can put him to sleep.
Yeah. Zeyzal tries to stun up Tomo, and it's just buying time to make sure that BVOY does not get taken down with him. River is the first one on the board. Sorry, Tomo. Now 100 Thieves, 1-2.
Okay. River able to get his level 6, able to get in on the timing for Tomo. And I definitely say Tomo will be a big hope here for 100 Thieves. He was very good for them in his first week in on the team. Some game-saving plays from him. First series back on stage, and the confidence that he showed on Zeri multiple games was quite impressive. So now they're looking to punish him that he has no Kai'Sa ultimate on top side, but should still be fine and give them plenty of room.
Still has flash and barriers, so it should not be anything super threatening for this bottom lane of 100 Thieves. Bugi does show up on the top side of the map, just making sure that they can get the push in, but both of these guys are going to take a base. Actually, Tomo is gonna stay. We'll try to catch this wave. Eyla trying to beeline it back to top side to make sure that there's no chance for a dive either. And it looks like it'll be respected. Tomo should be able to clean up this wave just fine.
I love that this game is playing out just as the setup, just as the title for this series. This title is supposed to be Super Subs saving Shopify or 100 Thieves. Guess what? The Super Subs are the ones with kills. It is Bugi with the big jungle lead off of the lane swap invade, and it is Tomo off of his killer instincts play. We'll see which sub is able to carry harder. Definitely both of them in a very good spot. I mean, we're almost to Leandri's completion already for Bugi, so how accelerated this brand can be, increase the power clearing and the team fight presence that you get with a brand. Since you've got Nautilus and K'Sante on your team, that's why I was thinking maybe Shopify will focus more on dragons a bit earlier than this stage in the game, so they could actually start stacking those up and maybe bring 100 Thieves to their hands, so they don't have to go face checking into a big Rell engage, Lillia combinations. We saw what Team Liquid did with that.
Yep.
And that was
pretty deadly.
It was not pretty. So Shopify definitely coming over here to contest grub set number 2. Little reset for Insanity, but he's got teleport to come back.
Yeah. And a lot of ultimates are available for 100 Thieves this time around. So even though the early plays in the game put River on the back foot, he has been managing to keep up. He's nowhere near as strong as Bugi at this point in the game, but he can still provide that setup with the Lilting Lullaby if that Swirling Seed hits one of them. Bugi smites the first one. River can get in and try to steal another one. Eyla is trying to set up for this flank, but there's a control ward that spots him on the left flank. So it'll ensure that Shopify are still safe in this setup. Insanity now walking on over. River secures the second one. And they're still waiting. Dredge line right onto Eyla, and he flashes away while he sends the depth charge just to ensure that Eyla is punted out of the pit. Last one, two-man Q flash for the ulti. Sleep onto BVOY and Zeyzal. Eyla punishing Bugi for going in with the pyroclasm, and Insanity's got to be able to clean up the damage, but he doesn't have enough firepower if BVOY has to run for the hills, and 100 Thieves are back in this game.
They certainly are in a big way, Raafaa. They absolutely decimate Shopify on those Void Grubs, and they just denied the one that they need to deny. Just make sure Shopify don't get to the full 6 for double Void Mites, and they get the kills. They get the team fight here. They get more money on Tomo as Quid is punished for his hubris here. That was getting a little bit too far into the lane, and now he'll have no flash, but at least does not die for it.
And we'll take a look back at the replay.
So here they already were able to push them off far enough to get their one Void Grub. Now you're saying in comms, focus on the fight, focus on the fight. And Eyla, you pointed it out, he flashes away with the Nautilus ult on him. So Eyla was able to disengage despite the biggest utility there from Shopify being used. And then it was River who went back in with the flash sleep to section off the rest of Shopify, allowing them to kill Bugi while Bugi was in the pit collecting the other Void Grub. So just really nice management of engage tools there by 100 Thieves. It was Eyla flashing out and avoiding everything with the Nautilus ult on him, and then the re-engage from River. Even as difficult as this early Lillia game has been, he had his eye on the prize. You know, he got his one Void Grub, and he's like, I'm going for the sleep. Flash sleep. Zones out the rest of Shopify, and 100 Thieves, they have just taken over the gold lead. They have really smashed that early game advantage that Shopify had built up off of their lane swap. And now you're starting to sweat on the side of Shopify.
I think for 100 Thieves, one of the things that made them so confident in taking that fight, the fact that Tomo was the only person in the game other than Bugi that had a first item spike. So they probably are commenting to themselves, hey guys, Tomo's really strong here. As long as he's not picked up and we set up the fight for them, it doesn't matter if River dies, if Quid dies, we need to set up for Tomo to clean up this fight. And Bugi has to do a Hail Mary, send it in, because he's the only one with Leandries and doesn't get that much done off the Pyroclasm.
It's really nice use there of the extra mobility too, since they're able to separate Shopify, then you get so much value out of Killer Instinct, and it just allows Tomo to go in after they already avoided all of the big combos from Shopify, with Nautilus ult and Ezreal ult combo being attempted to use to burst down Eyla. Nice re-engage from them. Now we're going to see another re-engage here as they try and retake their vision on their side of the map.
TP. I mean, Shopify are just going to go for the quick pick on the Eyla. They burst him down, but Quid gets set up with that last breath, trying to knock out Zeyzal, and Sniper is ready to follow up. Tomo's also there, and suddenly Shopify Rebellion's game plan has fallen apart. FakeGod has teleported back into the fray, but I don't know how much he's going to get done, but Tomo just gets to use the Killer Instinct to escape.
Yeah, nicely done by him. He just goes get one auto on the Cassante to apply Plasma, and then you see him back off, completely baiting them so he can ult over back to the tower. Still going with the siege here, though.
The turret is getting super low. They're sending up. FakeGod just dies to the turret. They wanted the first break badly. I don't think they can get punished any further. Sniper doesn't have flash anymore. No Killer Instinct from Tomo, so there's no further follow-up. During that time, Quid and River were taking the Rift Herald, and they got a turret on the response on the top side of the map as well. 100 Thieves, now 2,000 gold ahead of Shopify, and you can start to feel the desperation in Shopify's...
I saw it. I watched the desperation on that tower attempt right there. They tried to force that tower so hard in the face of Sniper and Tomo. That was massive disrespect to Kai'Sa damage there. FakeGod goes down, burns the flash also. They went right into Tomo, and now he's 4-0 Kai'Sa. That's Rageblade done already. That is insane. Double item power spike for Kai'Sa right now. Tomo is truly the king of Summoner's Rift at the moment. The Superman that came in to save 100 Thieves is rich.
Yeah. When he first tweeted it, I thought it was like, okay, yeah, you got to hype up the boys, but he has lived up to the mantle. He has lived up to what the words he said before, even the Immortal series last week. And now getting ready for Shopify. I mean, we got a chance to look at some of the things that Tomo has said. We know what his coaches have talked about him being super vocal for the team, but Tomo's even said himself that as an AD carry, I no longer try to think about what is an old mindset of I just need to farm and play the game and let the team kind of carry me. He's like, no, if I've got gold, I need to be more vocal for the team and talk about, hey, I see an opening, we should go for it.
So, on the side of Shopify, as Insanity is chased, he'll be fine. On their side, though, they have to remain focused. Because, again, you need to win this game for your playoff hopes to remain alive. And you do have good scaling outs. This game is not completely blown wide open. It is just starting to look very, very rough because of all the money on Tomo. And so they really, really need to calm down, need to farm it out a little bit for their Ezreal, for their Corki. They have one of their Trinity Forces. If they can get to their Trinity Force plus Muramana transformation on both of those core carries in Insanity and BVOY, then they will still be able to win team fights. It's just they can't let the gold lead get so out of control that they lose control of the entire map. And then they're drawn into these dragon stacking. FakeGod, oof.
He's in trouble. He gets the all out, but it's not in time. Sniper's able to drop the last turret aggro shot as well. Clean dive from 100 Thieves, and this turret will fall as well.
Yeah, and there's not going to be anything. I guess they're pushing on top side here. Insanity up there is going to be able to get top tower, but the dragon spawning in 48, 47 seconds here should be full 100 Thieves territory. And 100 Thieves already taking that bottom tower. Now you also have such an easier time of warding everything leading up to the dragon. So game plan now for Shopify, it was already, all right, try and get 2 core items on our Corki and Ezreal. Now it's like really, really, really don't poke your head anywhere near any of these dragons, anywhere near any of these neutral objectives. We got to farm defensively, farm, and try and maybe punish, if 100 Thieves go way too far in some super aggressive move. But they really need to get a couple of items here on their 2 carries there. Meanwhile, Quid has actually gone for that Flicker Blade on the Yasuo. This is a super, super fun one. So I'm excited to see 100 Thieves accelerate because talking about 2 core, they're just going to take up the dragons super quickly and then look to force because both sides of Shopify jungle are wide open for the taking here for 100 Thieves. So grab your neutral objective first and then go in, place some wards, and look for constant picks here. Yeah. You've got Kai'Sa Rell. You have easy follow-up on any sort of picks that they actually do find through the jungle.
And as long as you have this 2-item power spike window over the rest of your carries when you're looking at mid and bot especially, I feel like 100 Thieves, they have the onus to just force any fight. That's a blast cone from Bugi and a flash. Eyla tries to dive in past him. River cannot get anything more done. He's stuck in this pit. He finally flashes back over the wall, and now Eyla... Maybe 100 Thieves got a little too far with sending it.
That's the punishment. All right, they all flash forward so deep. Eyla, big whiff on that Rell engage, going for Bugi. Bugi is forced to flash after getting slept, but then 100 Thieves went just a bit too far. So there's your defensive punish. Just try and farm play defensively, and then if your opponents overextend like that, then you get some money back, and now it's getting interesting once again.
All 100 Thieves had to do is just make sure to maintain this gold lead and Shopify for them, as you called it out. It's like, hey, if they give you any free picks, you can take those while you continue to scale into the game.
Yeah, so the idea there, Ayla's like, all right, I'm just going to super force this on Rell, and I'll get my engage onto Bugi, and once I do that, Kai'Sa, Killer Instinct will come over the top. But was unable to connect. They could not actually connect on that, and so Tomo's not going to join, can't join on that, and then by the time they do get anything applied, then he can't even join, and so it ends up costing them quite a few resources. No flash on River, so there's going to be no big flash sleep play. They still have overwhelming map control though, so
and wallet diff. So
don't be too put off by the mistake that was made.
Sometimes you got to send it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then everyone ensured that they didn't all in onto the play. But Baron is alive for the taking. 100 Thieves still trying to push that vision line deep into the blue quadrant. Shopify challenging for mid-wave prio. Tomo's the first one to get in there. And 100 Thieves, anytime they pull the Baron, it's not a commitment, it's just trying to see if they can get Shopify to burn any other spells. FakeGod is on that bottom side of the map, has TP. If they're able to force that teleport out of him, that's all 100 Thieves would want.
Yeah, Yasuo is actually really good for Baron baits too because of the utility of Wind Wall. Oh!
Wait, BVOY, oh, he flashes to the wall! Oh no! And Tomo has a free access pass to just taking him out. Eyla steals it!
What the Eyla? Dude! Tomo is
Kill secured!
Tomo is carrying your butt. You gotta give him those kills.
He's just sharing the gold.
He earned that one. All right, let's see about this now. Baron gonna get started off right afterwards.
And I imagine they'll want to play for the turn. Sniper is already in position. Eyla also waiting for Shopify to funnel in as well. 6K on the Baron. Quid and Rivers still managing to stay healthy. Zeyzal whiffs on the dredge line, and now they're in. Eyla is the first one trying to lead the charge. He burns down from Insanity, but here's the last breath right on a FakeGod. No chance to go all out, and Tomo finds the backline and puts an end to their lives. 100 Thieves will ace Shopify since BVOY just came back from the fountain, and he's going to do what he can to stop this Baron from happening.
Yeah, okay, Ezreal ult. Everyone for Shopify, start praying right now. Everyone for Shopify, start praying right now. The one Ezreal ult!
Oh, it's too early.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long shot. It was blind.
He did what he can.
NT, good try.
Fog of War, 100 Thieves with the Baron on their side. Let's take a look back at that fight now. It looks like BVOY just, oh man. That's so tough.
I mean, Tomo just put so much pressure. He had the perfect, yeah, everyone has that reaction. Everyone feels that pain when you see a flash into wall, regardless of who it happens to. In the aftermath, though, then the turn off of Baron, all they needed was the engage. You see Tomo flashing forward. He is so fed on Kai'Sa. Absolute monster walking behind them.
And suddenly, Spook's reactions are much more of relief after the early game, being able to turn around.
So I think this 100% win rate with Tomo is going to stay that way. Raafaa, what about you?
It's looking like that, Kobe. I mean, 100 Thieves now have a commanding 7.5K gold lead against Shopify. And remember, 100 Thieves only needed one win to put them into playoffs, to eliminate Shopify from contending for playoffs. And if this is how it ends, it could be the end of the miracle run for Shopify.
We got a Prage there in chat, but these are all a little bit too late, I guess. It hasn't happened yet. You still got to keep praying, though, because that's about, all you can do here for Shopify. They're down 8K, as you say, and 2 dragons. So pray. Put a lot of effort into those. Maybe you can get like some, more punishment plays, as we can call them. If 100 Thieves go for a swing and a miss, a couple more whiff plays like that. Maybe get some shutdowns, some objective bounties, Raafaa.
Yeah.
It's the classic Cope, line there. We look for some shutdowns, and we pray.
It's all you can do if you are Shopify Rebellion. Hope that 100 Thieves get too complacent in the way that they are handling the closing of this game. They have 3 dragons to their name, so maybe there's a fight for Soul Point, but the question is, will Shopify even last long enough to get there since it's another 4.5 minutes away?
Yeah, and 100 Thieves, they are built for dives. This is a dive comp, as we talked about in Champ Select. It's pure dives, it's pure pick, so when they're ahead, they are just going to try and force stuff, and you're hoping that there's some sort of error when they do go for that force, and they don't bring all of their members. However, Yasuo and Kai'Sa here, both on bottom side, so they've got both their big carries here, both the damage dealers, and this tower won't stand a chance as long as Sniper on top side plays a little bit safe. They should be fine, pushing all 3 lanes here, keeping pressure in all 3 lanes with their Baron buff, slowly but surely whittling away. Well, maybe not even so slowly.
Inhibitor turret is gone. 100 Thieves have officially broken the base open. And Shopify, the current relief now is that the Baron buff has timed out. And Shopify still have a couple more minutes before Soul Point does spawn on the map. You have your double item power spikes for Corki and Ezreal online. Brand is at 2 items. this is probably going to be the strongest you can hope to be before what might be the last fight of the game.
Yeah, I guess the timeline has moved up so quick, huh, Rafa? The time flies. Dragon Soul is coming up in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, well, we don't have a whole lot of time to continue scaling. They would love to, but now they're getting teleported on.
And Bugi is very far forward. Eyla engages with the Magnastorm. Sniper and Tomo join the fray immediately, and FakeGod is trying to see if he can get in and bail at least someone out, but Zeyzal and Bugi are already dead. The all-out will bring Quid back over to the left side, and he doesn't even die. That is crazy. Shopify Rebellion take more insult to injury as Quid survives, and another attempt. It's just blast cone after blast cone to get Quid back to safety.
Yeah, Quid's got a GA on top of it. He goes to provide the utility for his team with his wind wall, heals up off of the minion wave, and the siege continues as they're going to destroy another inhibitor turret, and they can just take 2 inhibs here since the bottom one was already opened up. Job here successful for the Thieves.
And it syncs up so well. Dragon now spawning in 2 minutes. 100 Thieves have plenty of time to base, redeploy, set up that top wave, which Sniper is already ahead of the pack on, teleporting over to make sure it is set up, and that everyone, the full squad of 100 Thieves, can maintain control of that bottom quadrant and secure the Infernal Soul.
If 100 Thieves finish this game out, they are in playoffs. That will feel so good for this team. It's been such a rough split for them, considering the success that they had in spring. You know, they were very open about the difficulties that they experienced during this split as well, with Meech and Sniper both tweeting out about it. And it's so nice to see them be able to recover here. And the coaches talking about how the communication that Tomo has also brought to the team seems to have given them some new life. So heading into playoffs here, they have had to go through an arduous summer split, but they are coming out stronger towards the end here. And with that Dragon Soul arriving, they might not even go for it. They're at the gates. There's only one inhibitor left standing, and 100 Thieves don't want to let it stand for long.
Rivers sets the first engage up. The Q flash into the Lilting Lullaby. The rest of 100 Thieves pile on into the base. It's a nice Pyroclasm from Bugi to get a lot of damage, and Sniper might have gone a little too far. True Shot Barrage, big shutdown for Shopify, but 100 Thieves still got what they came for in the inhibitor turret. Maybe they went a little too far, and Shopify know that this could be their one last chance. River is super lit. Eyla and Quid still on the right side. Tomo somewhat isolated on the left. FakeGod has teleported in, and River is going to try to sneak a base in, but the 3-man Magnastorm into the last breath. 100 Thieves don't care if they're down a man, because they'll still take Shopify Rebellion down with them. River survives through the all-out from FakeGod. Insanity is next, and that's it. The ace comes in for 100 Thieves. Another team's dreams of playoffs are crushed once again by 100 Thieves, and that could not be any other reaction more perfectly summing up what Shopify fans are feeling right now. But for the Thieves and for them, the fans rejoice as their playoffs are secured.
Shopify came out with a lane swap invade. Really, really, really good pick that they got onto River, and then they were able to use that jungle advantage from the lane swap for the beginning of the game, but a huge comeback here from 100 Thieves on their grub fight. Really have to compliment River in that one to be able to go for the engage that got some extra early money here onto Tomo. And Tomo coming in when 100 Thieves needed him, answering the call, and 100 Thieves now qualifying into playoffs. Welcome.
There we go. Well, during the summer split, you could win a trip to Worlds 2024 or a set of 7 Player of the Week statues. Use your MasterCard to make a purchase from the Incline store and save your card on file to be entered for a chance to win. Now, let's head on over to the LCS Lounge to break that game 1 down.
Welcome back. Break down the implications of this. LCS Playoff Tool 5000. Thank you, Haxicab, for the name. Also, still open for new names. Put
We
them in
just
chat.
added a 5,000.
It's a much better name than LCS Playoff Tool. So, unfortunately,
5,000 times.
5,000.
Going into the series, 100 Thieves and Shopify, either team could make playoffs. Now, even if Shopify wins the next 2 games, even if they win the next 2 games, they're still out. Still a 0% chance and 100% chance for 100 Thieves. There is still a little bit for 100 Thieves to play for. If they 2-1 or 2-0, they could move up a little bit higher. But I believe, depending on, because Team Liquid 2-0'd down here, 100 Thieves is actually going to be locked at least 5th. So they're playing for side select in their first series, most likely. And for practice, to be fair. But congratulations to them making playoffs. Shopify out. Let's break this game down a little bit. There's
Can
a
we
pretty pivotal
first get
fight
a
in the
salute
game.
in the chat?
For
Yeah,
Shopify?
shout out to
Shopify's
Shopify.
dead.
I know. Bugi tried hard.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole team tried hard.
They
the whole
did,
series.
they
mean,
did, of course, yeah.
I actually really liked their lane swap, like getting the pick onto River. I thought that was a really good call from them. I know people are probably gonna yell at me just because it was a lane swap. But the big thing was 100 Thieves were able to get back into the game off of a few skirmishes, especially that one bot side. There was a play where they were getting Herald and still winning the fight.
True.
On bot side with Sniper coming around on the flank. And then it was all decided on the BVOY pick off too. Because I think up until that point, you could be like, Shopify still have a way back in. But when they end up picking off BVOY, it opens up the Baron for them. And this is also where we see kind of the...
You hate to see it, guys.
That's rough.
That's not the worst part all about that one. Yeah, Eyla!
Ayla stealing the kill.
Stealing the kill?
After Tomo did that for you.
Insane. But yes, I actually think the setup for 100 Thieves around Baron immediately off the pick, knowing they had a large advantage. Ayla's positioning for if Zeyzal is pushing far too fast, so they really, Shopify Rebellion can't do anything to really support him. I think the setup for 100 Thieves was impeccable.
Yeah, and there you see we talked about Tomo being an added facet to this team that we have seen previously, especially last split, play really well. Around their 2 solo laners, look at that damage coming out of his Kai'Sa, highest damage in the game. They lock playoffs.
And I know you're talking about the tough decision they have to now face just based off of, I guess, what side selection they get.
Yeah.
But now, honestly, you're a little bit scared facing them going in the playoffs because I feel like Sniper has been performing really well. Tobro has been actually killing it since coming into the LCS. There's a lot. Yes. He's been a real...
That we're calling he's been a
Raz
bro.
is trying to make nicknames a thing.
We're going to try and make some nicknames happen here.
You know Tomo is already not his name.
Yes.
He already has a nickname.
Now
It's
this
Tomo.
is his nickname to his nickname.
As we head to break, let's take a look at our LCS Connected Comms replay presented by AT&T and voted on by chat.
Get in there, Tobro.
Play for five. Don't play spread. Don't play spread.
Keep hitting Baron. Keep hitting Baron. I can go.
I'm going.
No hook, no hook.
Just hit. Play for five. Play for five.
Look at Sante,
I'll
maybe.
flash.
Yeah.
It's
Also
45,
hook
guys.
too.
You
Yeah,
guys
look at Sante, guys. He has ult though. Sante dead. Corki dead. Corki dead. Got kill.
Go
Nice.
Baron.
Nice too.
no place Corki.
Okay.
Okay.
You can get mid tower, I think. Quid.
Yeah. We need 3.
We got it. Yeah. I'm here with you guys.
I don't have nano, okay? Just auto
Okay.
attack.
Yeah, that,
Red Bull gives you wings.